Hey, how's it going? The following is going to be a real Manos review of Black Panther. Now, I'm going to be talking about the film at length, so I will probably dish out a couple of spoilers here and there. So if you're one of those few people who haven't seen this film, beware because there be spoilers. Greetings, Wakandans! I have happened to notice that film franchises usually peter out and get stale about around, let's say the third movie. And even though this is the first Black Panther film, probably out of a trilogy, this is the 18th chapter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And instead of feeling like they're losing steam, they're actually gaining momentum. And Ryan Coogler's Black Panther is kind of an achievement, an event, I think, not just a good movie. It has so much creative energy and juice and vision and heart and brains, and it has something to say. And oh, hey, the actors are all fantastic. Not to mention, it's based on a cool Marvel superhero and isn't a typical origin story either. The film essentially is T'Challa is the new Black Panther, the king of this country of Wakanda, which had a meteorite thousands of years ago crash and kind of like it contained this metal, the vibranium, which is sort of that weird thing in between magic and science fiction, and they've been able to harness it and use it. And they have kept it away from the Westerners, who would have most likely colonized it and abused it, destroyed their country, and maybe, even destroyed the world if they had not just kept it safe from them. So in a weird way, Black Panther is not just a typical superhero with a secret identity. The whole country has a secret identity, where it kind of like has this image of being a standard third world, stereotypically thought of country in Africa, which, let's face it, a lot of Westerners and Americans will have that. Even well-meaning Americans will have that kind of image. So yeah, they've been able to kind of use that hide in plain sight with that super awesome force field thing they have. And inside, the country is a utopian, like futuristic, I believe the term is Afrofuturistic, sci-fi world, and it's beautiful. And what's so nice is it feels lived in, it's layered, it has its traditions. They do the kind of like protocol that you would see in countries all over. It's really well thought out. I know they've used a lot from the comics, and what they bring to the film is also really visually intriguing. And of course, T'Challa is taking over for the first time, and he's having a lot of people tell him what to do, like how to run the country. Like, hey, we got to stick to tradition. We got to keep these borders tight. Wakanda first. And then there are others, like his spy and kind of maybe love interest, played by Divita Nyong'o. And she has been a spy, so she's been out in the world more often than some of the others that have been surrounding him. And she thinks, you know what, we can make a difference. Okay, maybe we can't, go nuts and show everybody what we can do with the spaceships and, super armor we got. But we can help people. And he's kind of at that crossroads. Bear in mind, this is probably day 3 of his job. So he's kind of got a lot to think about. But, of course, job 1 comes when the claw becomes visible, and this guy is kind of like a criminal from their country, not from their country, but this criminal that has been wanted in their country for years. So he takes the chance to go after him in this awesome, like James Bond kind of sequence where he meets with his sister Suri, played by Letitia Wright, who's fantastic. Where the hell has she been? Okay, let's put her in everything. He's caught, and we think, okay, cool, but he's actually been working with Eric Hatemonger. No, wait, Eric Ironmonger. No, it's Killmonger. Yeah, I think Marvel in the 60s just discovered this word monger and like decided to run with it. Anyway, Eric Killmonger, and he has been raised in America, and he is by blood a Wakandan prince, and he has been screwed over, so to speak, pretty much. And he's kind of angry about it, I think. He has this plot of revenge, and what he does very brilliantly is he builds trust among the Wakandans, because he delivers Claw. He was working with Claw, he took Claw away from Black Panther, and then he shows up going, hey, this guy can't catch Claw, I got him. Here he is, and is able to properly challenge Black Panther, and of course wins. Now, his plan is to kind of like, it's interesting. He has this plot of revenge where he's going to take over Wakanda, get revenge on Black Panther and Wakanda, and then revenge on the whole rest of the world, using the technology Wakanda has. Wow, is this a good movie? This is a great movie. This is kind of like, this is like everything we kind of like. You know, there's superhero stuff, there's spy stuff, sci-fi, fantasy, Lord of the Rings style intrigue, Shakespearean drama between family members, and oh hey, it's very political. It does have something to say, because Eric Killmonger ain't wrong. He does have a pretty good point, and it within universe and out of universe, he is kind of right on the money as far as Wakanda had the chance to stop all sorts of injustices of black people all over the world and stop the colonization process, which, look up history books, hasn't been good for a lot of countries, and chose not to. And yeah, he does have a point about that. Matter of fact, you know, it's really hard to defend against that when he comes into the throne room and goes, "Hey, you all look great in your ivory tower here, but you know, the rest of the world's been having some problems, and you haven't been doing anything for us." Wow, I mean, all the way up into his last bits of dialogue, you know, this is character where, yeah, his motivations, his actions are tyrannical and evil and kind of like a bully in a way, but he has been bullied himself, and his viewpoint, his motivations are right on the money. He's not even that far from T'Challa, who had been kind of like going in that direction before he was rudely interrupted by nearly being murdered. And this film is just wonderful. Like I said, all the performances are great. God, we got Chadwick Boseman. Michael B. Jordan is fantastic. I already mentioned Lupita Nyong'o, Letitia Wright. Andy Serkis, of course, is always really good. Let's see, Denai Guerrera, who might be my favorite character in the movie. I really enjoy her. I love the fact that she has these lines she has to cross because her job is to protect the crown and protect the country. And what do you do when some bullying asshole takes over? Do you watch out for him, or do you watch out for the country? And boy, I don't know anything about feeling like that. And she is definitely walking that line. I adore every scene she's in. She's fantastic. And Winston Duke, who, wow, is he good. I love that scene where they come to him for help. He has been kind of their rival all this time. And, he has taken his tribe up into the mountains. And he, of course, saves Black Panther. I love that exchange he and Black Panther have. And he tells him, like, none of the kings before you have come before me and asked for anything, and now you're here. And he has this wonderful line, he has this wonderful retort to that where he goes, I can't speak for them, I can only speak for me. And that's something that I really enjoyed and took away from this film, where Nikita also has this viewpoint that is very similar to both Black Panther and Eric Killmonger, where they're kind of like thinking, okay, maybe it's time to kind of step into the 21st century and help people that need help. And there is this thing where, and I've seen this in Thor Ragnarok, and also in a weird way in another Disney franchise, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, where okay, we still need to honor the past, but we can't stay pigeonholed to these traditions. We have to be honest with ourselves and about the past and what we need to do for the future, and it may be different. And I noticed that is an odd thread that's been going through these three films, and I suppose maybe we'll see more of that. I don't know if that's something that's just been kind of up going on at Disney Studios, or something that's kind of in the air, and I feel like it's probably the latter. I think it is kind of in the air. And this film is just spectacular. I really adore it. I only had one con, and that is there is a final battle between Black Panther and Eric Killmonger on the railway, and they use a little bit more CG for their figures at a point where it's very obvious that that's not them, that's two cartoons fighting. And I don't know why they couldn't just put the actors in wires and, like, you know, put them in a blue screen, and it would just have just a little bit more of a authentic feel to it. But you know what? Kind of all in this movie at this point, so that's one of those. That's barely a nitpick. I adored this movie. I'm definitely buying this. I'll see it a few more times. This is good. Yeah, highly recommend it. I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 Rand chips. Wakanda forever. Push the button, Lindsay.
They don't play the song on the radio.